Today we are going to study something very interesting that is related to life, that is nutrition in animals. Everybody must have eaten something in the morning or during the lunch time. Why you people have eaten the food? Everybody knows that it is the source of energy for all organisms is the food. And especially human being, why do they eat food? What is the need for the food? The food is needed for growth, food is needed for the repair of the body, food is needed for various functioning of the body. Let us go a little bit in detail. Food for growth. You know, when you were in nursery classes or in smaller classes, you were not of this size, but now you have become taller, fatter and all. Why this happened? This has happened because you have grown up. For that growing process, we need food. Secondly, any damage happens to the tissues of the body where repairing is required. And for that, new tissues have to be formed that we are getting from the food which we are eating. And regular functioning of the body, all vital functioning which is happening in the body is also require energy. That energy also we get from the food. So, today in this class, we are going to study about animal nutrition. After all, the animal nutrition, what it includes? It includes the requirement of the nutrients, the mode of intake of the food, and its utilization in the body. What is the nutrient requirement? We require carbohydrate, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, water, roughage, etc. And what is the mode of intake? Different organisms have different modes of intake of the food. So we use our hands to pick the food and then put it in the mouth. Later on, it undergoes a long process called digestion. And this digestion results in the breaking down of the food, and finally the components which are formed out of it are used for the various activities of the body. Now, let us study something in detail about digestion. So the components of the food are broken down into simple substances by a process called digestion. How does it happen? It is happening by the digestive process. Now, let's see what are the different ways of taking food. Some animals scrape the food, that means scraping. Some are chewing the food. Some are siphoning the food. Some are capturing the food and swallowing it. Some are sponging and sucking the food. But in this chapter, we are mainly concentrating on the digestion of humans, the digestive process in humans. The food is taken through the mouth, digest it in the digestive tract. The digestive tract is also known as the alimentary canal. Let us see the picture of the digestive system. See what all are the parts of it. The digestive system of human being consists of buccal cavity, that is the mouth, food pipe or esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. These parts together forms the alimentary canal or the digestive tract. Human digestive system consists of the first part, which is called the mouth and the buccal cavity. Let us understand more about that. You know, there are two types of teeth are there in the two sets of teeth are there in the mouth. When you were young, they were called as milk teeth and that was broken off, and then it is replaced by a permanent set of teeth. And the permanent set of teeth are having different types in it. Let us see what all are they. They are incisors, canine, premolar, and molar. What do we do with these incisors? We bite the food and take in. Canine is helping in tearing the food. Premolar and molar are helping in grinding the food. Because of that, the food becomes smaller in size and it gets mixed with the saliva from the mouth. All of you must be knowing about the toothache. How does it happen? It happens because of the tooth decay. Harmful bacteria which grows in the leftover food in the mouth releases acids and damage teeth, and that is called tooth decay. It causes toothache. That's why your parents and elders advise you to clean your teeth after every meal. And what is the role of the tongue which is there in your mouth? Different regions in the tongue is meant for tasting, and it also helping in pushing down the food into the next part of the digestive system. When the food enters into the windpipe, we feel choking and hiccups, because the food once enters into the windpipe, it can block the entry of air, and that may be proof fatal to all of us. That's why while eating we have to take care that we should not speak loudly or laugh loudly, so that there are chances of choking and hiccups. The next portion of the digestive system is the food pipe, which is otherwise known as esophagus. What is it actually? It's a long pipe made of muscles, and it is connecting mouth to the stomach. Here the food is pushed down by a special kind of movement which is known as peristaltic movement. Peristaltic movement means nothing but wavy movements. So no digestion of food is happening in the esophagus. It is just pushing the food from the mouth to the stomach. Let's pass on to the next part of the digestive system, that is the stomach. It's a thick-walled, U-shaped, flattened back. The inner lining of this secretes mucus and hydrochloric acid and digestive juices. And the digestive juices secretes the proteins. They all are providing a medium for the easy digestion of the food. Next part of the human digestive system is the small intestine. The small intestine is a highly coiled, and it is said to be 7.5 meters long. Imagine average human being might be having a height of 1 meter 70 centimeters or 1 meter 75 centimeters, like that. And then imagine the coiled structure of small intestine, which is 7.5 meters long. And why it is so long? It is so long because it has to absorb the digested food materials and then send into various tissue systems to get it oxidized into energy. And there are certain glands associated with this also. One of the glands which is joining towards the beginning of the small intestine is the liver and pancreas. Liver is said to be the largest gland in our body, which secretes bile juice that is stored in a sac called gallbladder. Bile juice helps in the process of digestion of fats. The next gland associated is pancreas. What is the role of the pancreas? Pancreatic juice acts on carbohydrates, fats and proteins and make them into simpler compounds. And the digested food is absorbed by intestinal villi. What are the villi? They are finger-like projections which are present on the inner wall of the small intestine, and this process of absorption of the digested food is known as assimilation. Let us study now about the next part of the digestive system, that is large intestine. It is wider and shorter and only 1.5 meters in length. So it is comparatively shorter than that of the small intestine. Its function is to absorb water and salt. And the remaining undigested waste passes into the last portion of the digestive system, that is rectum, and it is removed through anus. And this process of removal of solid waste through the anus is known as egestion. Now, you must have heard the term diarrhea. What is diarrhea? Diarrhea is passing a watery stool due to infection, food poisoning or indigestion. So, what we do when we suffer from such kind of disease? One remedial method is that taking oral rehydration solutions, and it can be made at home by taking boiled and cooled water with a pinch of salt and some sugar dissolved in it. This is the way in which digestion takes place in human beings. Now, let us see digestion in grass-eating animals. How does it happen? Grass-eating animals store the quickly swallowed grass in a part of stomach called rumen, where it gets partially digested to form the cud. And when the animal is resting, this cud returns to the mouth in small lumps and the animal again chews it. This process is called rumination, and hence the animal is called as a ruminant. Cecum is a part in their digestive system. It is a large sac found between the small intestine and large intestine, which holds bacterium that digests cellulose. Now you must have understood that why human beings cannot digest cellulose. The reason: we don't have a cecum and we don't have any bacteria which is helping in the digestion of the cellulose. Now, how feeding and digestion takes place in very small microscopic organisms like amoeba. You know that amoeba is a single-celled organism and has a cell membrane and a nucleus and vacuoles. Its movement takes place by the finger-like projections called pseudopodia. This pseudopodia is not only used for the movement, but also it helps in the capture of the food. When this organism sees a food particle, it flows its cytoplasm around it and captures that food material. Then it will be converted into a food vacuole where digestion takes place. When amoeba sends us food, it pushes out its pseudopodia and engulfs the food and forms a food vacuole. And the digestive juices are secreted into it and the food is broken down into simpler substances and get absorbed. So today we have gone in a journey where we have understood what is happening, the morsel of food which is entering into our mouth, and finally when it is digested out of the body. Similarly, we have also seen the feeding of the grass-eating animals and that of a very small organism, microscopic organism called amoeba. So, in order to understand what all things really you got it, we will do the spiral work, level 1 and level 2 also, so that you will be able to check your knowledge on this chapter. Thank you very much.